Yo, what's up? Today we got another video. Well, it's not another video. It's another video entirely, but it's not another video right now. Right now, it's the first video of the day. We got some cereal, um, some nice breakfast. We're gonna watch a couple videos real quick. Some nice little morning reactions. I saw one that I was interested in. How Cracker Barrel went from road trip icon to corporate mess. We're gonna do a double though. There's gonna be two in this one for sure, 100%. But first off, let's start with this, shall we? I'm gonna be the first one to like the video. It's by Business Boss. It just dropped 12 minutes ago. 3 views. Let's get it.
Cracker Barrel changed its logo this year, and you'd think they'd rewritten the Constitution. Customers were furious. Politicians demanded rollbacks. The stock lost 100
Oh,
million in a day. The company
dang.
panicked, and
It's
the
not that
whole
much,
thing became a national
probably.
spectacle. But that
Oh, is
little
this a
logo
premiere or
moment
something?
wasn't the
Oh,
real story. It was just the spark that revealed something much bigger. Cracker
okay.
Barrel had been quietly drifting into trouble for years, and this moment simply
Has it?
forced everyone to notice.
I love Cracker Barrel. Me and
To understand what's
uh,
happening now,
with my
you
one
have to
friend who
start
used to
with what
travel a
Cracker
lot.
Barrel used to be.
Me, him, and
The
another friend,
original
we
idea
always
was
like
simple
meet
but
up at
brilliant.
Cracker Barrel together
It was
every family game.
1969. America was deep into its car culture. Road trips weren't a special event, they were just
I usually like
life.
once every year.
And along those roads, Cracker Barrel built these warm, glowing beacons of predictability.
Mm.
Walk inside, and it felt like someone had bottled the idea of old America and spread it across the walls.
Hey, Loki.
Fireplaces, wooden chairs, barrels, lanterns, and the kind of decorations that make you think you
I
discovered your
just said it was
grandmother's
the
hidden
South. I
attic
was
from
just like the South.
1914. The food was all country style meals that felt like family holidays. Nothing fancy, just comforting and familiar. It
Mm-hmm.
worked beautifully. The chain grew fast, then faster, eventually hitting more than
Mm-hmm.
650 locations, $3 billion a
Dang.
year in revenue, and a market cap of over $4 billion.
Nice.
For a long time, Cracker Barrel dominated in its own particular industry. Families planned their road trips around their restaurants. People had emotional connections to the place. But
Mm-hmm.
if you zoom out today, it's now valued closer to half a
Nostalgia.
billion, and the
Dang.
stock has fallen almost 80% in the last 5 years.
Dang.
Sadly, the very reasons that once made Cracker
Oh,
Barrel so popular are why it is in so much trouble today.
why is that? Because it went corporate?
Every long running business faces the same hidden challenge the moment when the world moves forward, but the company just doesn't. For
Mm.
Cracker Barrel, that shift started quietly. The customer base began aging. By the early
Mm.
2020s, more than a quarter of all guests were senior
We're old.
citizens, and
Yeah.
younger diners were barely
I was
showing
gonna
up.
say that was probably it earlier. That was probably it earlier. Like I feel like granted, like I feel like that was always the case since I was growing up. I feel like Cracker Barrel was always just a spot for old people and families to pull up. I used to love playing the see the little puzzle game. I still do love playing the little puzzle game and whatnot while we're there. But I feel like me and my two friends who like we would meet up at Cracker Barrel. Most of the time we end up going. We're like the youngest people in there aside from like families that are there bringing like little kids.
It wasn't that younger people hated Cracker Barrel, they
So
just
this
didn't
that's
feel
tracks for
invited.
sure.
The once cozy
Invited? What you
experience
mean,
started
bro?
feeling cluttered. The retail
What?
store that used to be charming
Oh,
began to feel overwhelming,
cause it had
and the
all that
heavy,
stuff in there.
hearty meals that
That was
appealed to older
cool. See, I
generations
liked it.
just didn't line up with what millennials and Gen Z were looking for. Dining habits had changed
I guess
everywhere.
it's just a matter of
People
like,
wanted speed, they
yeah, if you
wanted
wanted it
delivery,
like,
they wanted mobile ordering and convenience.
okay, yeah, if
Cracker
you're like,
Barrel, with its 10,000 square foot dining rooms
that
and
kind of makes
enormous
sense, I
retail
guess. Cause
sections,
you go to
wasn't
Cracker
built.
Barrel. For me, Cracker Barrel, you're not going because you want to go to a restaurant. You're going because you want to go to Cracker Barrel. If that makes sense. Like it's very, very like it's the experience of Cracker Barrel. That's how I see it. Cause for me, Cracker Barrel isn't like any other restaurant, and that's a good thing. I think that's very good because I'm not just pulling up to Cracker Barrel on like random. I'm like, oh, I'm hungry today. Let me pull up to Cracker Barrel. That's not why I'm going to Cracker Barrel. I'm going to Cracker Barrel because like I want the vibe and the experience of Cracker Barrel. The like slow pace, like comfortable, like somewhat nostalgic and then niche environment of Cracker Barrel. That's why I'm going to Cracker Barrel. I'm not going because I'm just, oh, what are we gonna eat today? Dang, we gotta DoorDash some Cracker Barrel. No, that's not why I'm eating at
built
Cracker
for any
Barrel.
of that. In an effort to course correct, Cracker Barrel spent $36 million buying Maple Street Biscuit and $133 million buying
Punch
into
Bowl.
Punch Bowl Social, a Gen
Oh,
Z entertainment chain that imploded soon after. And
interesting.
then came the pandemic.
Mm,
Restaurants everywhere struggled, but Cracker
yeah,
Barrel's core customers, older Americans, stayed home the
disappeared.
longest.
Mm,
It's been a while now,
that
but
makes
around
sense.
16% of Cracker Barrel's regulars have never returned.
Ooh,
For a business built on predictable foot traffic, that
excuse
loss
me.
is massive.
Yeah.
However, even after the pandemic, the decline wasn't that obvious.
Mm.
Revenue stayed high due to price increases,
They're just
and
probably gonna have to
traffic
close some
declines could be
stores.
explained away. But behind the scenes, the real rot was setting in.
Because I feel like in the
For a
South,
restaurant like
it's
Cracker
still
Barrel,
gonna be a
the
hit.
food is the most
But
important part of the
I feel like
experience.
other restaurants, they
When
might have to
customers
just start
began
closing
quietly
down
noticing changes,
and
it was a
start going for
warning
quality
sign.
over quantity.
Biscuits that used to be hand-rolled started being made in bulk and chilled.
Mm.
Green beans that simmered on stovetops moved to sheet pans and ovens. Sides
So the
tasted
food quality
reheated.
dropped.
Some of the
Ugh.
classics disappeared.
Ugh.
None of these changes happened overnight. They were gradual, driven by staffing shortages, rising costs, and the pressure to be more efficient.
Start
But
closing
if you've
stores,
been eating
I
at a
guess.
place for 20 years, you notice even the smallest shift.
That's
And
facts.
people did. Soon, complaints started bubbling up. Not angry, dramatic rants, but sad
I
observations.
guess the stuff that the
Food
stuff that I
quality is
usually got didn't really change though, because I usually got breakfast food, and their breakfast food, I feel like it's roughly the same, and it's kind of hard to like, because with breakfast food, you're not like, you can't like, well, I mean, you can, but like, you're not gonna like be like, oh, we're gonna reheat these scrambled eggs. Now they're probably just gonna scramble them on the spot, and they're probably just gonna make the waffles on the spot. They're not gonna reheat the waffles. And the hash browns, they're probably just gonna uh, hash them on the spot. So it's like all the stuff that I ate there, I don't even know if it did change, but if it did, I didn't really notice it because most of the time I just get the breakfast food anyways, and you're not really reheating the breakfast like that. Other stuff you can probably get away with, but like, come on, no, everybody's gonna notice if the scrambled eggs are reheated, because I meal prep my own scrambled eggs a lot of the time. Like I'll make them for 3 days at a time, and keep them in like a airtight container, and then I'll just warm them up when I'm ready. But um, but I do that, and the quality doesn't really drop a lot. Yeah, the quality doesn't really drop a lot. I do that for me personally because it's more efficient, not because I'm just like, oh, this has gotta, this is the wave. You know what I mean? Um, I guess I could say it drops a little bit, because it's not quite as like juicy. I'll say that it loses a little bit of the moisture, but sometimes it depends on how I pack it or like when I pack it, because a lot of the times I can actually end up retaining a lot of the moisture if it doesn't dry out before I pack it. So, but it's not peak of like just making it, but it's not bad. It's like it maybe falls off like 20%, I would say.
one of those things that
But
influences
they're
how
probably
you
not
feel
doing that
about
at
the
Cracker
entire
Barrel.
brand. The
Yeah,
moment
because like, especially with eggs like that, right? You're not reheating a freaking fried egg, bro. You can't. You have to make it on the spot.
Cracker Barrel's food stopped tasting like Cracker Barrel's food, the emotional connections that kept its customers coming back got severed.
Mm.
Quick pause. We're coming up to the big moment that sent Cracker Barrel over the cliff. So tap like and subscribe to the
I
channel
did
before we go
remember that.
further.
Hey, I already liked the video. I was the first person to like the
Realizing that Gen
video.
Z and millennials are simply not entering their restaurants, Cracker Barrel decided to modernize. Slowly,
See, look, that looks so
their
good. Like that's what I
restaurants,
usually get.
Cracker Barrel
This right here. Well, not this. I don't know what that is. I think it's like a country fried steak or something. But I don't eat steak, so I don't get that. But I do get the eggs. I do get the hash browns. I do get like other stuff with it. Like if they have like turkey sausage, maybe I'll get that or something, right?
decided to modernize.
Or
Slowly,
just extra of
carefully,
everything.
but awkwardly. New menu items,
Cracker Barrel
small
updates
attempts
menu.
at updating the vibe,
Core.
experiments with pricing and digital ordering. None of these were major leaps, but they signaled a company trying to figure out who it
They're
needed
trying
to
to
be
pander.
next. The problem was that Cracker Barrel's identity is incredibly fragile. People go there because it feels old, but if it feels too old, younger guests won't go. And if you modernize too much, older guests revolt.
Yeah,
This
low-key.
tension built quietly for years. Guests felt it, the staff felt
Is this
it,
AI?
investors felt it. And then, very
Like, I hear
suddenly,
a small like vocal fry that suggests that this is an AI voice clone. It makes sense given how like monotonous the voice is, but I think I just picked up on that. I'm pretty sure it is, right? I'm pretty sure it is. Okay.
everyone felt it. In August this year, Cracker Barrel revealed a new logo. Simple, clean, modern, and missing one key element. Uncle Herschel,
that?
the
Uncle
man in
Herschel?
overalls sitting beside the barrel.
Yeah, bro.
It was probably meant
They
to
ain't
be a
have Unc
small
on
tweak,
there, bro.
a gentle nudge toward modernity, but the reaction was
You
explosive.
sold out.
Within
Yeah, Cracker
hours,
Barrel, you
social
sold
media
out.
erupted. Political
Yeah, I
commentators
remember
and
that.
public figures weighed in.
Oh wait, what were they
Social
saying?
media
What's that?
erupted. Political
They said I gave my life to Christ. Dang. Yo.
erupted. Political
we have to slow it
commentators and
down.
public figures weighed in.
I wanted to see what they said. Hold on. Sleep timer? No. Speed. Half speed. And then we'll go back. And then we'll mute it so it doesn't sound weird. Oh, actually, hold on. Let's see how it sounds.
Commentators
Unmuted.
erupted. Political
Okay. Dang, it said he gave his life to Christ in a Cracker Barrel parking lot in Tallahassee. It's a Lana Del Rey lyric. In college, worked at Cracker Barrel. Their license, their logo was iconic. The unique restaurant's picture. No one asked for this woke rebrand. Make Cracker Barrel great again. If you don't shut up.
comment
Now, why would they remove the cracker and the barrel? Yo. Elome, yo, I just got that. Oh my gosh, I'm so slow. I was like, there's not even a cracker on the thing. That's out of pocket. They're so silly for that, bro. Cracker Barrel has rebranded for the first time since 1977. Okay.
commentators and
We were contracted to remodel 500 Cracker Barrels in the next 5 years. Ugh. Wrapped up our first one. What do you guys think of the fresh, modern rebrand? Trash. You know, honestly, look, I have a bunch of takes about this, right? For me personally, I have a take about it for me personally as a consumer, and then I have a take for it looking at it as a business, right? For me personally, for me as a consumer, because of what I said before, the allure of Cracker Barrel isn't the name. It's not just the food. It's the vibe itself and the experience itself that I would go to Cracker Barrel. And so with Cracker Barrel, basically like taking a Kava building and then slapping on a what is that one store that like Staples logo? Let me look at the Staples logo because I'm pretty sure they bar for bar copied the Staples logo. Or am I tripping? No, not Staples. What's the yellow one? What's the yellow one? What's that yellow retail or store that's like Staples? I think y'all know what I'm talking about. Maybe not, but I don't know. I feel like That is egregious. Go here. Go here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Slapping that logo on there, um, and then calling it Cracker Barrel is egregious to me. I don't like it. Now, as a business owner, if I were running Cracker Barrel, I would say the same thing actually. Yeah, I would say the same thing. Because honestly, it's more important to like understand why people go. Um, because I get it. Like they're trying to market towards uh, a younger audience and stuff like that. But I guess like it's a tough situation because like you gotta stray the line between completely pandering, selling out, and saying this is what the people want to see, right? And instead saying, okay, this is what we have to offer. Who wants to see it? You know what I mean? There's like two routes you can take. One of them is a little bit riskier. Here's what I have to offer. Who wants to see it? That's a little bit riskier than the, oh, I know what people want to see. Let's change to fit that. That is like a delicate dance. That's like this one's less risky if you're just starting out. If you have an established brand and vibe already, then it's a little bit more risky, I feel like, for Cracker Barrel, especially because it was so opposite of what it is. It's like basically doing a 180.
Public figures.
Oh, gotta put this Cracker Barrel logo controversy to the test. Which do you prefer? Release the Epstein files? Release the Epstein files. That's so crazy.
Weighed in.
I have to assume the core problem of Cracker Barrel's business model is just that everyone who regularly ate at Cracker Barrel died of Cracker Barrel, and now they're stuck in a quixotic search for a new market. It's crazy. Died of Cracker Barrel. It's crazy.
Gavin Newsom chimed in.
What is wrong with Cracker Barrel? Keep your beautiful logo. The new ones look like cheap Velveeta cheese from Walmart. This place for groceries. An old-fashioned term. Fix it. ASAP. Woke is dead. Thank you for your attention on this matter. Wang. I don't know why I read that like a child. It sounded like a child, the way he was typing it. No disrespect to him. I don't know him. I don't even know who that is, but he just sounded really whiny.
Even the president had something to say about it.
And Donald Trump. Cracker Barrel should go back to the old logo. What is Trump saying? Cracker Barrel should go back to the old logo. Admit a mistake based on customer response. The ultimate poll. And manage the company better than ever before. They got $1 billion worth of free publicity if they play their cards right. Very tricky to do, but a great opportunity. Have a major news conference today. Make Cracker Barrel a winner again. Remember, in just a short period of time, I made the United States of America the hottest country anywhere in the world. 1 year ago, it was dead. Good luck. I don't know how it morphed. I guess like that's significant to say that he's aging. I don't even know what he sounds like right now. I haven't heard him speak in a while. Actually, that's not true. I think it was like a couple weeks ago that I heard like a clipper of him saying something, actually.
Within a week, the stock nosedived. Visits fell by nearly 8%,
I should have bought puts.
And Cracker Barrel scrambled to reverse everything.
That's demon energy.
They even cut ties with the design firm that made the logo.
Their downfall.
But the backlash wasn't really about the logo. It was about something deeper.
What's that?
A feeling that the brand didn't quite understand itself anymore. When people saw the old-timer disappear, it symbolized something they had sensed for years but couldn't articulate. Cracker Barrel was losing its identity. The logo controversy left the already struggling firm teetering off a cliff. The numbers from the latest quarter are alarming. Revenue is down 5.7%, with the company reporting a $24 million loss. Restaurant and retail sales have both slipped. Full-year expectations had to be cut dramatically. Clearly, the business is struggling to stabilize itself at a moment when it desperately needs momentum. To be fair, Cracker Barrel is trying to course correct. They're bringing back
Did they
old
bring
favorites,
back the logo? Oh.
retraining kitchen crews, focusing on consistency and hospitality.
Yeah,
It's a
do that.
slow, delicate rebuild that requires them to be deeply honest about who they are, what they've lost, and who they're trying to reach. And whether the old timer sits on the logo or not, the real question is whether Cracker Barrel can reconnect with the everyday Americans who made it what it once was. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the story,
Cracker
then
Barrel,
please hit the
bro.
like button and subscribe to the channel for more
Yeah, I
business
already
stories
did, bro.
like this.
I already did. You already have. All right, that's it for the first one. What else should we do? Well, I guess we can do that. We may actually stop this video right here. Actually, it's 20 minutes. I'm not gonna lie. This is sufficient for one video. Hey, you know what? We'll cut it right here. I'll let you know. I'll let you guys pull up for the next one in a second. I'm about to. That's gonna be it for me. I think it's louder today than other days, but that's gonna be it for me. Hope y'all liked it. Let me know what y'all thought down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe if you want to see more. Please do that. I'll catch you later. Bye.